Welcome everyone. Let's begin the seventh chapter, The Wall of Babylon, from the book The Richest Man of the Babylon. Old Banzer, grim warrior of another day, stood guard as the passageway leading to the top of the ancient wall of Babylon. Up above, valiant defenders were battling to hold the wall. Upon them depended the future existence of this great city with its hundreds of thousands of citizens. Over the wall came the roar of the attacking army, the yelling of many men, the trampling of thousands of horses, the deafening boom of the battering ram pounding the bronze gate. In the street behind the gate launched the spearmen, waiting to defend the entrance should the gates give away. They were but few for the task. The main army of Babylon were with the king, far anticipated during their absence. The defending forces were small. Unexpectedly from the north bore down the mighty armies of the Assyrian, and now the wall must hold or Babylon was doomed. About Banzer was great crowd of citizens, white-faced and terrified, eagerly seeking news of the battle. With hushed awe, they viewed the stream of wounded and dead being carried out or led out of the passageway. Here was the crucial point of attack. After 3 days of the circling about the city, the army had suddenly thrown his great strength against this section and this gate. The defender from the top of the wall fought off the climbing platform and the scaling ladder of the attacker with arrow, burning oil, and if any reached the top spear against the defender, thousands of the army's archer poured a deadly barrage of arrows. Old Banzer had the vantage point for news. He was the closest to the conflict and first to hear of the each fresh repulse of the French attacker. An elderly merchant crowded close to him, his praised hand quivering. Tell me, he pleaded. They cannot get in. My son are with the good king. There is no one to protect my old wife, my good. They will steal all my food. They will leave nothing. We are too old to defend ourselves, too old for slave. We shall starve, we shall die. Tell me they cannot get in. Calm themselves, good merchant, the guard responded. The wall of Babylon are strong. Go back to the bazaar and tell your wife that the wall will protect you and all your possession as safely as they will protect the rich treasures of the king. Keep close the wall, lest the arrow flying over strike you. A woman with a babe in arms took the old man's place as he withdrew. Sergeant, what's news from the top? Tell me truly that I may reassure my poor husband. He lies with fever from his terrible wound, yet insisted upon him armor and his spear to protect me, whom am with child. Terrible, he says, will be vengeful lust of our enemies should they break in. Be thou of good heart, though mother that is, and is again to be. The wall of Babylon will protect you and your babes. They are high and strong. Hear you not the yell of our valiant defender as they empty the cauldrons of burning oil upon the ladder scalers. Yes, that do I hear, and also the roar of the battering ram that do hammer are at our gate. Back to the husband, tell him the gate are strong and withstand the ram. Also that the scaler climb the wall, but to receive the waiting spear thrust was the way and hasn't behind you building. Banzer stepped aside to clear the passage for heavily armed reinforcement, as with clanking bronze shield and heavy tread they trampled by a small girl plugged at his girdle. Tell me, please, soldier, are we safe? She pleaded. I hear the awful noises. I see the man all bleeding. I am so frightened. What will become of our family, of my mother, little brother, and the baby? The grim old companion blinked his eyes and thrust forward his chin, and he beheld the child. Be not afraid, little one, he assured her. The walls of Babylon will protect you and your mother and little brother and the baby. It was for the safety of such as you that the good Queen Seminaries built them over 100 years ago. Never have they been broken through. Go back and tell your mother and little brother and the baby that the wall of Babylon will protect them and they need have no fear. Day after day, old Banzer stood at his post and watched the reinforcement file up the passer away, there to stay and fight until wounded or dead they came down once more. Around him, unceasingly crowded the throng of frightened citizen eagerly seeking to learn if the wall would hold. To all he gave his answer with the fine dignity of an old soldier. The wall of Babylon will protect you. For 3 weeks and 5 days the attack waged with scarcely ceasing violence. Harder and grimmer set the jaws of Banzer as the passage behind, wet with the blood of the many wounded, was churned into mud by never ceasing stream of men passing up and staggering down. Each day the slaughter attacker piled up in the heaps before the wall. Each night they were carried back and buried by their comrades. Upon the 5th night of the 4th week, the clamor without diminished. The first streak of daylight illuminating the plains disclosed great clouds of dust raised by the retreating armies. A mighty shout went up from the defender. There were no mistaking its meaning. It was repeated by the waiting troop behind the walls. It was echoed by the citizen upon the city. It swept over the city with the violence of a storm. People rushed from the houses. The street were jammed with the throbbing mob. The pent-up fear of weeks found an outlet in the wild chorus of joy. From the top of the high tower of the temple of the bell burst forth the flame of victory. Skyward flowed the column of blue smoke to carry the message far and wide. The wall of Babylon had once again repulsed a mighty and vicious foe determined to loot her rich treasure and to ravish and enslave her citizens. Babylon endured century after century because it was fully protected. It could not afford to be otherwise. The wall of Babylon were an outstanding example of man's need and desire for protection. This desire inherited in the human race. It is just as strong today as it ever was, but we have developed broader and better plan to accomplish the same purpose. In this day, behind the impenetrable walls of insurance, saving account, and dependable investment, we can guard ourselves against the unexpected tragedy that may enter any door and seat themselves before any fireside. We cannot afford to be without adequate protection. इस स्टोरी में पूरी ये हम लोग को एग्जाम्पल दिया गया है कि हमें अपने आप को प्रोटेक्ट करना चाहिए एक ब्रॉडर वॉल को बना के अपने आगे, जो कि हमारा इंश्योरेंस से भी बन सकता है, सेविंग अकाउंट हो उससे भी बन सकता है. हम लोग को अच्छी इन्वेस्टमेंट भी करनी चाहिए ताकि जब भी कोई भी प्रॉब्लम आए तो हम अपने आप को प्रोटेक्ट कर सकें. उसकी भी हमें प्रिपरेशन करनी होती. जैसे हमें बेबीलोन के वॉल ने बेबीलोन के लोगों को बचा लिया था, जो बहुत सालों पुरानी थी, लेकिन फिर भी वो आज भी उन लोगों को सेफ गार्ड कर रही थी. वैसे हमें भी अपनी चीज़ों को सेफ गार्ड करने के लिए हमें भी उससे पहले का स्टेप लेना चाहिए. प्रॉब्लम आने से पहले भी हमें प्रॉब्लम का सॉल्यूशन रखना चाहिए अपने पास. इसके भी आज के टाइम में बहुत अलग अलग मेथड हैं, जैसे इंश्योरेंस ले लेना, सेविंग अकाउंट खोलना या इन्वेस्टमेंट करना किसी और चीज़ों में जहाँ से हमें रिटर्न आ सके, ताकि अगर कोई भी प्रॉब्लम होती है कभी भी तो हम उसको सामना कर सकें. इफ़ यू लाइक दिस स्टोरी देन हिट द लाइक बटन एंड थैंक यू फॉर वॉचिंग.